Rap music on trial. For most rap fans, the YouTube clip of Antwain Stewart's Ride Out probably didn't raise many alarms. Stewart, who performed under the name Twain Gotti, used gritty, violent imagery in his music, as many rap artists do. Listen, walked to your boy, and I approached him, 12 midnight, on his trap house porch, Stewart sang. But nobody saw when I blank smoked him, roped him, sharpened up the shank, then I poked him. 357 Smith & Wesson beam scoped him. But when Detective Carlos Nunez of the Newport News, Virginia police came across the video in 2011, he saw it as the linchpin of a criminal case that had gone unsolved for 4 years. In 2007, 2 young men had been shot dead outside a house, a 20-year-old on the porch and a 16-year-old lying face down in the grass. Police had no leads and no suspects until Nunez watched the video. Police said Stewart was a gang member and that the killing he boasted about in Ride Out was gang-related. Many of the lyrics didn't match the crime. For example, Stewart sang about stabbing and shooting someone, yet the 2 men were only shot. But based largely on his lyrics, Stewart was arrested and charged with the murders. The case is hardly unique. Charis Kubrin, a criminal law professor at the University of California, Irvine, says she's identified more than 100 cases where rap lyrics have been used as evidence in criminal trials, not including plea bargains, sentencings, or other phases of criminal proceedings. Sometimes the authorities present the lyrics as confessions. More often, they're used to paint an unflattering picture of a defendant to establish motive and intent, a practice Kubrin and others see as alarming on a number of levels. Like movies, novels, and paintings, they saw rap is protected under the First Amendment's free speech clause, and criminalizing it can have a chilling effect on free expression. There's also concern that rap is being used to prejudice judges and juries who may know little about the genre. Part of the artistic conventions of gangster rap, says Kubrin, is you create this over-the-top persona. Use a lot of metaphor and simile, and you just create this persona of this lawless figure. She adds that we need to slow down and be much more careful about how we characterize these individuals. Eric Nielsen, a professor at the University of Richmond and a rap expert, agrees. He points out that non-rap musicians singing about crime aren't assumed to be confessing. The country singer Johnny Cash, for example, wasn't hauled downtown in 1956 for his line, "I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die." Reggae star Bob Marley never got in trouble for his 1973 song, "I Shot the Sheriff." And other kinds of artists are presumed innocent. Stephen King writes gory horror stories full of killing and mayhem, but he's never been accused of murder. The underlying assumption that is incorrect is that these rap lyrics are accurate reflections of the person who wrote them, says Nielsen. It misses the fundamental distinction between author and narrator, between artist and art. But many prosecutors say gangster rap isn't fiction. If you listen to the songs, says Alan Jackson, a former prosecutor in the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office, you would literally hear gang members confessing to crimes. He adds that just because you put your confession to music doesn't give you a free pass. In some cases, the connection between rap and real-life crime does seem clear-cut. In 2003, for example, Dennis Green of Covington, Ohio, was found guilty of killing his 28-year-old wife after a jury watched a video of him seemingly bragging about the murder in a freestyle rap. The blank made me mad and I had to take her life. My name is Dennis Green and I ain't got no blank wife. Other uses of rap in the courtroom, however, have been more hotly debated. In 2008, a rapper named Vontae Skinner was sentenced to 30 years in prison for the attempted murder of a drug dealer after the prosecution read the jury 13 pages of Skinner's violent rap lyrics, all written before the crime in question. The New Jersey State Supreme Court later overturned the conviction, ruling that the lyrics should have been admitted as evidence. In another case that's made it all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court, rap lyrics are being treated not as evidence to bolster a criminal case, but as the crime itself. See the Supreme Court and rap. As for Stewart, the rapper charged with the 2007 double homicide, the prosecution ultimately decided not to introduce his lyrics to the jury. Last May, the jury found Stewart not guilty of the murders, but convicted him on related weapons charges. He was sentenced to 16 years in prison. Stewart maintains his innocence. His lawyer says he found the mixed verdict extremely odd and is appealing.